I think I forgot to flip my plate back out. Lovely. If you have a Harley with that big goofy thing still sticking out the side, like I do on this bike, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's folded up against the side. It usually doesn't want to actually stay when you want it to stay, but I think it's actually folded. And the reason I just thought about it, what was that bump? The reason I just thought about it when I just passed two cops. And it's like, where is my plate? I have no idea. Is it flat? Is it not? Am I confident enough to look around and down like that? And it's dark. If it was daylight, I'd be able to see it easy. Yeah, no problem. But it's dark, and I might have to stare for a little bit with my visor wanting to fog up and my glasses trying to get blown off my face if I open it. So what to do, what to do, what to do? I do not know. We may see when we get there. I'm not going live this morning. I'm just recording it. I need B-roll anyways. I don't know if I'm going to post this or not. Went to the Czech Fest yesterday, which is some kolaches, and that's about where the Czech food ends. And then there's barbecue and Tex-Mex, Mexican food, like you would see at virtually every event in Texas. So yeah, and they had an awesome band playing there. They had an auction. The Catholic Church puts it on. And while most of the people today in the Czech Republic are kind of non-religious, there's a fairly long history with the Catholic Church. Make me find neutral. Oh, it popped back out. Cool. I don't know if y'all could see that, but it popped back out. I think they do that on purpose, where half the time it doesn't want to stay flat when you want it to stay flat when you're moving stuff around. But maybe why it's so loose is so you get to going down the road and it pops back out. Yeah, there was a whole 20 years war thing and all that, and the Catholics and the what's that guy's name? I can't remember it. But his followers were kind of after him, and that was their whole Protestant thing, I guess. Well, the Catholics won the war. So all the Czech relatives of mine that came over here on a boat were Catholic. I, however, grew up in the Baptist church. That's just life. That's how it is. Is that closed? Yes, that's closed. Fucking train. What if I ought to go ahead and get my shit while I'm waiting on a train? But I don't hear a train. There's a gas station there. I could also go to work the other way. That is an option. So we shall see. Oh, there's definitely a train. I can hear it now. How fast is it moving? Is it gonna go? The way they got these lanes screwed up, how do I get back into this lane? Because that's a turn lane. If I go over there. The thoughts in a motorcyclist head. Because traffic's backing up behind me and that's going to be fun. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Anyways, how's all of your Monday mornings going? Depending on when you're listening to this. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Monday evening. I don't know. But how are y'all doing? How's the world treating you? Hopefully treating you well. There is a bridge over this railroad track. It's a few miles left of here. If you go that far, you gotta go like all the way to the next town and down. I don't want to go that far. I might. I just don't want to. And I have fuel. Do I have enough fuel? I don't know. I'm running behind because I need to be somewhere and loaded by 7. So this is kind of getting to me a little bit. It's a whole decision-making process. So I just go around, or would I be better off staying right where I'm at? I make these decisions all day. On a bike, in a truck. I drive a truck for a living. Traffic backups, everything else. How long is this freaking train? Thank God that's the garbage truck. Sorry about that. My neck needs to pop. That probably gives you all a weird view. But it's morning. Have not had an energy drink. I have not had coffee. I have not had anything. So what do I do? It's still there? Do we still have our GoPro? Yes, we do. We have the GoPro. And the bike. And the helmet. And gloves and boots. And we are ready to go. But there is a train in our way. Here we go. I don't know if which side's going to go first. Yeah, I wouldn't have saved any time going the other way. If the train was moving slower, I would have went the other way. But it wasn't, so I stayed the course. That turned out well. Come on, come on. I can't get too carried away right here because there is railroad tracks. There we go. and we can get moving. I do not know which store I want to stop at. So that's the next, because I have my chili for work. Oh, I need to stop and get that too. And get some Fritos to go with it, some corn chips. To go with my chili that I made, no beans. I may put some beans with it, I don't know. I know it's a Texas thing, and I am a Texan. But number one, it stretches out the meal, adds some more substance to it. And nearly every bowl of chili I've had in Texas, guess what? It had beans in it. So that's where we're at. I don't get too crazy with it if I put beans in. It's just pintos. I think I got a can or two. I might stretch the rest of it out that way. Because that is my food for the week. Do you have some more hamburger meat? I have barley. I can make beef and barley later on this week. That would be awesome. You never find neutral when you want. Although it is easier coming to a stop to put it in neutral than sitting there trying to find it. But you take off. Oh, it's easy to find neutral then if you're in first. I meant second. No, it's neutral. You have neutral. That is your option. I think I'm going to get through Crosby just due to traffic in general. Don't know how the noise is, don't know how anything. I didn't pre-check anything. I'm running a wee bit late, just like everybody else. It is a Monday morning. I was gonna hop out. I'll let you go. I'll take all the bear bait I can get. Come on out there. I need to clean my visor. It is not clean. I actually need a new visor. I also need new glasses. I've been trying for 3 months to get my new glasses. And I have not been able to afford my new glasses. It's a shame that prices on glasses are so high. I mean, people think there is this, there is this illusion of choice with glasses. There really isn't. It's mainly one company, I think another, that make all of the glasses, no matter what the name is on them, whose designer name gets followed. It's all the same shit. You know, it's like, what is it? GE, Frigidaire, Maytag. They're all made by the same company. There's only 2 companies making them. And it depends on which model as to which company made your fridge or your dryer or what have you. But we have the illusion of choice. Just like with politics, we have the illusion of choice. Vote for me, I'll give you everything you want. Not really. Because you don't have enough money. Money gives you choice. In any aspect in life, money gives you choice. And everything's like, money is the root of all evil. Well, kinda. But it looks like a whole bunch of people with money trying to convince a whole bunch of people without money that they don't really need money. You know? Seems like not having money is the root of a lot of evil. You know, the crime and areas of poverty that a lot of places there's not really a way out. I mean, there is a way. It's pretty hard. You're gonna take the easy, bad way, or are you gonna put your nose in a book and saddle yourself with debt for decades on a degree that's going to not pay you as much as if you would have just went out and started working from the bottom and in a trade where you would have started out at $40,000-$50,000 a year, and a couple decades you're making six figures and you don't have the college loan and your house is nearly paid off, and how's your college friend doing? You know? It's like, yeah, I bought a house in my 20s. College friend was in college. I got to start on life. College friend was late. There are some benefits to that, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I would have changed anything about my life the way it turned out, I would have waited to have kids. I think biologically we are programmed to have kids younger, and there are reasons for that, you know, from health, that's a big one, to just your ability to raise them. And you know, at least for women, it's like lifespan is what, 20 years or so past your ability to have kids. So basically, biologically, it's like you can have kids up until this point. It's not going to be really likely. And then we'll let you live long enough that, you know, the child grows up, or, you know, before then would have probably been a lot younger. It's like, hey, we'll let it get 10 years old. Something. I don't know. I don't know what the diet and the health and all that would have done for fertility, but basically nature allows you to live long enough in your lifespan that your kids can take care of themselves. That doesn't mean they're 18. They can be a lot younger. But if you wait to have kids until later, you're more financially stable. Not that I'm financially stable. I'm weird. I make good money, but I have things that cost money. So I have payments, because like most people who grew up poor, and we know what keeps America poor. We know what keeps the working class poor. We know what keeps everyone from grabbing that next run on the ladder. I mean, most of the crime bills and stuff, that's designed more for the actual poor, the systemically poor, that the government has pretty much kept that way, and that keeps them, families broke apart, and keeps people dependent, perpetual welfare state kind of thing. Then you get up to the working class. How do you keep the working class that's actually making a little bit of money, they can buy a house and car kind of thing, how do you keep them from getting that next leg on the social ladder? Well, we have a car here that now is selling for Well, okay, let's take this bike. This is a $18,000 bike. It costs about $10,000 more than it should, but it's a Harley. Now you finance that. You walk into a Harley Davidson, they'll finance it. You're probably going to get 20-something% interest. And this bike here is going to end up costing you, let me see, 6 times 7. This bike will end up costing you close to $40,000 if you finance through like the dealer kind of thing. Now if you have a credit union, you can get a better finance rate. It's going to cost you $25,000, $30,000 to buy your $17,000 bike. Now if you have $17,000, you just paid $17,000 and walked out the door. And the banks in corporate America didn't get the extra money off of you, and you could use that money towards your family. But most of us don't have that kind of money laying around. So that's how they keep us bled dry. And then watch that interest rate. How much are you actually paying towards your house or your car? How much of that is taxes? How much of that is interest? Because you're not paying much towards it. I mean, what gear am I in? I'm third. I'm good. Say you've got a $900 house note and you got your taxes worked in. There's probably only $300-400 of that $900 note that's going, probably closer to $300, that's going to actually paying your note. The rest is going to taxes and interest. You spend your first decade of that loan, you got a 30-year loan, basically just paying off the interest. You've had the house 20 years before you've really made any kind of significant dent in it. And now do you want to move up to another house? Say you bought a starter home, it was under $100,000. It's a nice house. You really don't need bigger. I kind of need bigger. I got a lot of shit. But what are these homes, these new homes going for now? You bought your, you locked in your price a long time ago. And now you're looking at a $300,000, $400,000 home, $1,800, $2,200 a month for a payment when you were just paying $800, $900. So you double or more than double your monthly payment. Bet your homeowners association went up. Bet they're going to raise your taxes quicker, which is how they get rid of people, is they raise your taxes. You got a nice community of people. Doesn't matter the race. I know usually they talk about gentrification, minority group. They do this to white people too. They come through, you got a nice white subdivision. Society in a way is still kind of divided. White neighborhoods are more mixed than any other. You find everybody there. You find Hispanics, you find Chinese, you find black people, you find everything. It's all mixed. Then you go to the black neighborhood. You find white people there, but they really don't want to be there. There's not that many. But yeah, how do you get rid of them? You raise their taxes. So you have like a neighborhood out where I live, they're wanting to come through and redevelop everything, full neighborhood out in the country. So they'll build near you, they'll raise your property value, then the county will raise it way higher than they should have. Like my house I bought it for $80,000 20 years ago. And I could understand it being worth $103,000, which about 3 years ago, they all of a sudden, gradually it creeped up towards $90,000, but it stayed around $80,000, $90,000 through the year. It's like, okay, cool. All of a sudden it hit 103. They just jumped it up 1 year, like $10,000, a little over. It's like, okay, I get what you're doing, but it's not too bad. And then they doubled my property value last year. Now you try to keep up with the escrow, because your escrow isn't keeping up with it. The banks are taking out to pay your taxes. That's what your escrow is. And they're taking out for what your home was valued at, for your school taxes, your everything else. And well, your home was valued at like $90,000 or $100,000. Why is your home $170,000 now? What's the difference in taxes you're going to have to pay? Okay, well that's fine. Next year we will, we'll go ahead and pay it as long as your house isn't sold. I have another story for that one. They're going to jack up your house note to cover the difference. Not just what you owe now, but the difference, because now your house is valued, let's say, at $170,000. So your next year's home note, okay, it should have gone up, let's say, to $1,200 to cover it. All right, you're used to paying like $800-ish, something like that. And they tack on for what you owe the difference. Oh, this $5,000-$6,000 you couldn't pay last year, we're tacking that to your note this year. So now you got a $1,700 note, something like that. And these numbers are off the top of my head just for demonstration purposes. But now you have this note that's probably pretty close to twice what your note should be, because you're trying to cover 1 year's taxes plus the others at the same time, and you're going to start falling behind on everything. But they raise your taxes again. Let's add another $10,000 to it. That's how they get you out of your home. Or like what happened to my sister, they raised the value while she was buying the house. Then over the next year, she thought her taxes were covered. She got an escrow for that. Well, they doubled the value of her house. And then they sold the note. And when they sold the note, even though your house note is current, you're more than 3 months behind on your taxes. So we're going to foreclose on your home just out of nowhere. And everybody had to come up with the money. I think it was like $8,000 to keep her home from being foreclosed on. I mean, she's got like 7 kids. She's not coming up with $7,000. Not unless she starts selling them. But they want that property. They want the house. I'll catch y'all later. I gotta go and get my stuff. Adios. Sayonara. Hasta la vista. Bye. Whatever. I'll catch you later. Bye.